Here's video editor Jhoselyn, East Bay Live Station Manager Raphael Timmons, Scarlet, and I documented the San Francisco Women's March.
The Women's March took place on Saturday, October 2nd, which started at the Civic Center Plaza and finished at the Ferry Building. Bay Area residents were among the thousands of protesters across the country who came out to march for women's reproductive rights. Other protests included Washington D.C., Los Angeles, and Austin, Texas.
Hello, I'm Monet, Troche.
And I'm Scarlet, Schwenk.
Welcome to the second edition of the Pioneer Online's East Bay Weekly,
where we report on campus and community stories affecting the lives of students and communities surrounding the East Bay.
On September 21st, Texas Governor Greg Abbott approved Senate Bill 4, the country's most restrictive abortion legislation, adding on to SB 8 and HB 1515, two heartbeat bills from earlier this year that allowed anyone to sue persons who facilitated an abortion, including clinic staff and transportation providers.
SB 4 mandates that physicians who provide abortion-inducing drugs obey specific reporting requirements or otherwise be charged with a state offense punishable by up to 2 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. Most women don't know they're pregnant at that point.
Now let's take a look at the video from the Women's March. This is Monet, Troche.
And I'm Scarlet, Schwenk, and we're from the Pioneer Online.
And we're reporting here from San Francisco, California at the Women's March.
I'm a revolutionary communist. Revcom.us, we are followers of Bob Avakian, and we think that abortion needs to be on demand without apology, and that forced motherhood is female enslavement.
Can you tell us a little bit about your outfit today?
Sure. This represents forced motherhood is female enslavement. So when Christian fascists restrict our ability to be able to get abortions, like in Texas, it represents a slide towards fascism.
My name is Halima. I'm the Advocacy Director at Alliance for Girls, which is the nation's largest regional alliance of girl-serving organizations.
And what brought you out here today?
I'm here today because we're a co-host of this march and because we believe in abortion access as a right, and it is safety and health care for girls and gender-expansive youth.
For one, I think it's important to protect trans women of color. 37 have been killed this year, and that's extremely unfair. It's not a white women's march. It's protecting women of color. They started this. They started all of our revolutionaries. They started all of our rights. They did this, and we have to support them the same way that they supported us for years. And I think it started with them, and the most that we can do is keep going with their tradition and keep fighting as hard as they do every day.
Back in the day, it was just the people who were the targets, who were abused and jailed and killed for their human rights. Now I'm seeing a more expansive collection of everyone who is being enlightened, educated, who's become knowledgeable, or they just are sensitive to the fact between the difference in right and wrong. And I'm loving to see that even though I'm almost 70, I'm seeing a new generation that's carrying it forward. And I feel very, very proud of the young people that are here today. So I want to encourage them to keep going, because people made sacrifices, they lost their lives for me to be here and for them to be here, and I want them to carry that baton forward to make this world a better place.
And what is one message you have for youth activists?
I would say to all the young people, be encouraged. Don't ever give up, because that's what they want you to do. Stay defiant, stay proactive, take care of yourself in the process, because there will be times you get tired. There will be times you don't want to do it anymore. Take care of yourself, give yourself a break, but get back in the fight, because it will be worth it.
Monet, based on the reports you're seeing, what sort of numbers are we looking at for the turnout for the San Francisco Women's March?
The march had an impressive turnout with thousands of Bay Area residents turning out in support of reproductive rights.
In speaking of protesters, many shared the common goal of complete women's autonomy. Politics range from revolutionary communists to the Party for Socialism and Liberation, in addition to the core liberal Democrats. Activists from grassroots movements joined together to march in solidarity. Halima Barucha, Barton Not One More Girl campaign coordinator, said, "We believe in abortion access as a right, and it is safety and health care for gender-expansive youth."
We saw people dressed as handmaids from the show Handmaid's Tale, based upon the book by Margaret Atwood, set in a totalitarian society in the United States that treats women as property of the state. In a despairing effort to repopulate a devastating world, the dwindling number of fertile women are forced into sexual subjugation.
Unsafe abortions do surge under governments that outlaw the procedure, with deaths totaling around 65,000 deaths in the U.S. annually.
Banning abortions will not stop abortions from happening. It will only stop safe abortion procedures. To learn more about women's marches, visit womensmarches.com.
The Pioneer Online published many thought-provoking stories in our most recent issue. Head to our website, thepioneeronline.com, to learn more. That concludes the Pioneer Online's East Bay Weekly. I'm Scarlet Schwenk.
And I'm Monet Troche. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.